What does one say to an ancient Nephilim ghost?
I suppose you start with...
Respect my authority!
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another video. Diablo 3 Season 32 is coming in under 2 weeks, the 12th of July, 5 PM PDT CET KST. Now, Diablo 3 announced this on the Saturday. They've never done that before, to my knowledge. We normally get announcements during the week, so I don't know, maybe somebody forgot on Friday or Thursday or whatever. But anywho, it's been stealth announced. Diablo 3 Season 32 is coming in under 2 weeks. Now, I'm really excited. Obviously, it's great to get a new season. It's great for it to be in only under 2 weeks, but it's also absolutely brilliant that it's going to be the season of Ethereal memory. Ethereals was one of my favorite all-time seasons because it was a really great loot chase. There was 3 Ethereals for each class. You had to find the right Ethereal with the right power on it, the right legendary power. Some Ethereals did crazy stuff like added damage for Paragon points. You got like 100, 200, 300% extra damage on some of them. Some of them were not as good. Some of them didn't work on builds at all. Like, for example, I think the Demon Hunter Shadow Impale, there were no Ethereals that worked with that. So yeah, a little bit bonkers, but I really liked it because you had to spend a lot of time finding all of them. You had to find the right one. It wasn't just a case of you find the right item and then you're done, which is always kind of one of the criticisms a little bit of D3. The loot chase is not like a massive long thing unless you're basically grinding out your perfect build. But I did like this because there was lots of different things. It was great to try and find the Ethereal, get it. Is it useful? Is it what I want? Got to find another one. And I think collecting all of them for the transmog was a really cool thing to do. It took me about 55 hours, I think, in Season 24 to do it. That was with playing all the classes at level 70. That was before I worked out that you could cheese it with lower level characters and get the transmog. But anyway, let's run through the blog post. There's not much in it, of course, guys, because this game is in maintenance mode. We're not getting any class balances. We're not getting any set balances. We're not getting any item change. This game is exactly as it will be forever and ever. But the last season with the Kanai's Q being affected, I thought actually was really good. I really enjoyed Season 31. I think a lot of people enjoyed Season 31. But Ethereals probably is much more popular. I expect a lot of people will come back, at least for a weekend, maybe a couple of weekends, maybe the opening week or whatever, to just have a little bit of nostalgic blast. Remember just how much fun it is to smash Greater Rifts over and over and over again, find those juicy items, augment up your build, and just make yourself really powerful. And then, of course, people will disappear, because that is kind of, I guess, how D3 is going to go. Diablo 4, I have tried to get more into it this last season. I still just find it nowhere near as fun as Diablo 3, and ultimately, I've got to play what I find fun, and that is going to be Diablo 3. So, Season 32, we will run through the theme. It is the Ethereals. These are an item that drop in the game. They can drop at any time. You don't have to be over level 70. It was basically a kind of tie-in with Diablo 2, because Diablo 2 Resurrected, I think, launched very soon after this season. Which again, it's a game, really fun game. And the idea was that we're bringing the items in D2 that were super powerful and plopping them into D3 to make them super powerful, because for some unknown reason when they made Diablo 3 they thought all those really cool items that people love in Diablo 2, we're just going to make them shit in this game and really unusable. They did kind of fix that, I guess, in D4 a little bit, but anyway, probably a bugbear that the continuity between 2, 3 and 4 just really wasn't what it should be. But anyway, these items really powerful. They added extra stats. You got like a passive on them. You got a random legendary power just from the loot pool, so you had to find the Ethereal that gave you like the plus damage that you needed. Then you had to get the passive that you wanted on it, and then it had to drop with the correct legendary power for the build that you wanted. So it was like you got a normal legendary power in the game, so you could find like the whirlwind power, you could find the Hota power, whatever. You then had to get the correct Ethereal because you wanted the plus damage, and then you wanted the correct passive for your Barbarian. And I think there might even been a stat roll on there and a range and stuff like that. The Ethereals, you can put the gifts in them to put a socket on. You can augment them, but you couldn't transmog them. You couldn't reroll any of the stats on them. It was just a very, very unique thing. They're only weapons, only one per character. but it was a lot of fun finding them and getting them. Now, I think the only other thing really worth mentioning is if you got all 21, you were awarded the Feat of Strength, and these were permanent transmogs that you got for all of your characters. I didn't do this on all of my accounts, I just did it on one of them, but it is cool to like look back and think I did that achievement, I've got those transmogs. So if you missed it the first time around, you get to go and do it. And as I say, if you just play the game normally, it will give you a bit of time to grind it out, which is nice. Of course, they don't transfer to non-season, they will just simply disappear. And I want to say if you salvage the Ethereals, I think you got maybe Greater Rift keys or gems or something useful anyway. So it was worthwhile bidding off the ones that you didn't have. Cosmetic rewards. So we're going to get a recycle from Season 17, I think. So we've got the Andariel wings here, which fit quite well, I guess, with the Ethereals. So if you missed these wings the first time around, same for the portrait frame, pretty cool looking one. And then we've got these boots, which just look garbage. But the portrait frame, the wings are nice. If you don't have them, it's worthwhile picking them up. And then again, we've got the bat pet. So again, I don't have this on all of my accounts. So if you want it, come and do the season journey and get it. Probably one of the cooler looking pets, I think, in my opinion, because obviously it just looks, just looks really cool. It's a bat with no eyes and a bunch of bones sticking out of it. Again, another portrait frame here. If you missed it the first time around, you just need to complete the season journey. Unfortunately, the conquests are kind of medium this time. They're not like amazing, but they're not terrible either. You've got all the standard stuff you need to do for your season journey. Conquests, curses is fine. You just need a build with a lot of AoE that can kill a lot of targets very fast. 350 enemies. You need to look for the Peak bounty, I think in Act 5. Wave of Light, something like that. You should be able to get that done, no problem. Comes up sometimes in group chat. Pony Sader would be pretty good at it as well. So it does take a bit of time. It's a bit of a fiddly one, but you can get it. There's another location, I think in Act 1 somewhere, that you can do it as well. So a couple of locations. Divinity, getting to Greater Rift 75 is now very, very easy. You barely have to play the game for like 10, 20 hours or something. You'd be there, no problem. Boss mode is quite easy. You just have to... it might take you a couple of goes, but it's one of the easier ones. You just need a teleport monk or something really very, very fast to get this done, and yeah, you'll get it. The others are not so good because we've got Years of War, so we want to be doing the mastering class set dungeons with Masters of the Universe, and I think Years of War, it might be clear so many GRs with a certain different set. So these two are a bit fiddly and a little bit annoying. Boss mode, curses, they're okay, they're not the easiest, so you will have to work a little bit, I guess, to get your pet, but hey, that's fine. In terms of the Hadrigs, we have got the Barbarian starting with the Immortal Kings. This is a fairly generic set with just a flat damage modifier on it, so it works with pretty much everything, so it's a pretty solid start for the Barbarian. You want to move off it, you want to get onto Wrath of the Waste for the Whirlwind, Spin to win, or you probably want to maybe make a Raycore Barb. IK's not great for pushing, it's not great for speed farming, so it's okay, but it's not amazing. Secret of the Light is a bit of a crap set, to be honest. Even after they buffed it, it's still kind of crap. The only shining light, good pun, is that you can get some supporting items at level 1 for it, but ultimately you want to put your Infinite Pony Lightning Automatic Fist of the Heavens Crusader together as soon as possible, so again you want it kind of in the bin. Natalia's is one of the strongest sets in the game, but I don't think people really speed farm with it. Gears of Dreadlands is going to be very powerful because you're going to basically, I think there was some way of adding like plus a lot of damage to the Demon Hunter, so Gears of Dreadlands I think would be really strong, but again obviously you probably want to swap onto that. Uliana's Stratagem for the Monk is not great, so this is probably one of the poorer sets, I think. Very fiddly to set up, not brilliant when you do so. Necromancer, the Trukul's Avatar, is an absolute banger. Very powerful suit for the Necro. Necro is very fast getting to 70, very fast doing your season journey, and then you get a really solid set out of it as well. Again, you just have to take a blood skill, and other than that, you mix and match it with whatever, but ultimately Death Nova is the way you want to go, and it does a lot of damage. Spirit Varakir for the Witch Doctor is nice. Again, I haven't really tried the chicken since they've changed it. I just don't really play much Witch Doctor, to be honest. But nothing wrong with the set, probably a pretty good one. And then Veers is absolutely terrible. It is garbage. It is one of the worst sets in the game. I don't recall Ethereals particularly changing this much, because I think you have to use Chantodos with Veers, and obviously you then can't use an Ethereal. So if I was just looking at this now, I'd say Necro, clear winner with the Dragools. Definitely that is going to be the best set you can get your hands on. But I would not be adverse to making a Demon Hunter and doing a bit of Gears of Dreadlands. I wouldn't mind doing a Barb and then maybe going off and doing some Whirlwinds just for a bit different. Pony Sade is always nice. I mean, realistically, every class in the game now is absolutely great at smashing content. But if you're saying what's the absolute best out of this season, it's probably going to be the Dragools. So that is it. As we say, there's not going to be any updates, no set balance, no changes, no patch, no nothing. Season 31 is going to finish a couple of days before this one launches, or the Friday before it launches, I think. Well, so this will launch Friday, Sunday before, sorry, it'll finish. You have, don't know, just under 2 weeks to get Season 31 done. Right, I hope you're excited for Season 32. I have returned to the workforce, so I'm not going to be able to make as many videos as I usually do. I will try and get a couple done. It's going to be quite dependent on the interest in the game in general, really, because ultimately it is going to be difficult to work and make videos. If they're well received, if we get some views, then maybe we'll carry on. And if basically everyone's just decided that D3 is a fun little thing that you can do every now and then, and it doesn't need much content, then obviously I will do less. But we'll see how that goes. I've been the Filthy Casual. I'm excited for Season 32. Hope to see you there. Take it easy, guys. Peace.